G'day, I'm Mark Allen and welcome to our 4-drive converted HiAce camper van. In the back we've got access to 2 large slide out drawers. This one's usually an extra pantry for blankets and a bit of extra food and stuff. The other one, I keep a heap of tools, axe, tools, recovery gear, a bit of dirty stuff, so it all stays in there. Got my air compressor. I've got 2 pairs of recovery boards, 2 sets of max tracks, one there, one set there, one set here. Air compressor, shovel, gloves. Got 2 water tanks in the back here. They're just gravity fed. Very, very simple. There's no power required. Take the cap off, turn the nozzle on, point it down, hey presto, water. 48 litres each. Barbecue, tarps, collapsible washing tub. On top we've got a pocket spring mattress, super comfy. We were using some foam but we've replaced it with this pocket spring version. Really, really good. Nothing beats a good night's sleep. We're using a Bush Company 180-degree awning, and you saw from the setup that the 2 arms start crossed over. It opens up, so we've got the front arm that comes up to the dash of the HiAce. The back arm goes right out in line with the back tailgate when it's opened up. It's freestanding, as you can see here, but if it is windy, you do have to put a couple of poles up and peg it down, just so you don't damage either the vehicle or the awning itself. We've got a couple of walls to put on. They just Velcro on very easily. So if it's rainy or windy or sunny coming in from one particular direction, the walls can go on either of the sides here. It's a fantastic setup, it's easy, and as you can see from the shadow here, it gives great coverage from the sun. So access to our living area is via the side sliding door. You can hop in, you can get straight into bed, or we can access our fridge, our pantry, clothes, all the drawers. We'll have a look at that in a sec. On the outside here, most of our cooking is done in our kitchen setup. So our pantry, extra table service. Got another little table here. That one can be used. I've designed it so that when the door's closed, it's still usable inside. Good little feature. We use induction cooking most of the time. So I've got a portable cooker. That plugs into 240 volts. So the whole van is run by a red arc system. I'll show you the batteries and the setup in a minute. Super easy cooking on induction. We've taken all the essentials away with us. So we have our smoothie maker. One of the best things ever. 240 volt pop-up kettle. Now I've got to admit, I laughed at this the first time I ever saw it, but we've used this so often, 2 or 3 times a day for 9 weeks. I don't know, calculate however many cups of coffee that is, that's been invaluable. Very basic kitchen setup. We also have hot and cold running water. So I've got a flick mixer tap here. Now this system, it's a Eberspacher hot water and a hot air system. It's operated via the diesel. So flick of the switch inside, within 10 to 15 minutes you've got piping hot water coming out of here via the hot and cold flick mixer. And we've also got it piped to the back of the van. We've got a hot and cold shower back there, a bit of luxury I know, but the whole Eberspacher system, it's hidden away down inside the guts of the HiAce. It operates the hot and cold water from both here and the rear. We used a Mike Coolman fridge freezer, so it's 96 litres, dual opening doors, so we've got freezer one side, fridge the other. That was superb while we were away. We could take so much food, pre-make our meals, freeze it all. We could stay off grid for weeks. Now I mentioned the water before. We've got the 2 48 litre gravity fed water tanks at the back. We've also got 2 60 litre water tanks up the front. You can just see the front of one here, 60 litres each. They're piped into our water system. So that's where we draw via 12 volt power the water for the flick mixer here and the shower at the back. So one design feature that we wanted in this van was a permanently set up bed. We didn't want to have to make it and unmake it every morning and night. So we can just walk in. We don't have to pop the roof to get into bed. We've still got plenty of head height. We do sleep east-west. I stand at 6 foot. I can just squeeze in if I go diagonally a little bit. My partner Sharon, well, she's 5'3". She's got heaps of space. But with the rooftop popped up, I've got heaps of headroom to stand up, but you don't have to pop that to get into the bed. It means that we've lost out on the ability to have a lounge suite in here, but yeah, big deal. We either sit outside on our camp chairs, or we can prop our pillows up and lounge in here if we want. We've got heaps of LED lighting. Each one's individually switched over the bed. There's one over the fridge, there's another one out the front. So heaps of lighting all up. The tall cupboard here, that's where we keep all our clothing. It's all empty at the moment. So 2 big shelves for Sharon, 2 little shelves for me. I pack a bit more compact. Shelving down the bottom, all our kitchen shelving there. The fridge I've already mentioned. We keep a porta potty down in here in this little alcove. The outlet to the Eberspacher hot air system is down here as well, so that can heat up the whole cabin pretty quickly. It's just a really simple, convenient way of creating a camper van. There's no flash leather and disco balls and fancy stuff like that. It's very plain, it's very simple. If it gets dirty, we brush it out or sweep it out with a little dustpan and broom or a rag. It's just really easy upkeep, which is what we wanted. So on this side, we don't have access to inside the van from here. It's access to all the electrical systems, so it's a full Red Arc kit. We've got dual 200 amp lithium batteries, a 2000 watt sine wave inverter, and we've got the Red Arc system up here. Now that controls everything on the van, so we can switch on or off every electrical component from the fridge, each individual light. We've got 240 volt outlets, the water pump, everything is all controlled by this system. The Eberspacher unit, that's the hot water system and hot air system. It's hidden away in there, you can't really see it. A switch up here, flick that, and like I said, 10 to 15 minutes you've got piping hot water. We've got smoke alarms, we've got carbon monoxide alarms, fire extinguisher here. There is a larger fire extinguisher on the other side near the door. So when we're driving, recharges via the alternator obviously. We've got a couple of 100 watts of solar panels on the roof, they're permanently there. Plus we've also got a Red Arc blanket, a 240 watt Red Arc blanket. So if we're stopped somewhere for a couple of days or a week or so, I'll throw that out just to make the full impact from the sun to recharge the batteries as much as we could. So our shower system is pretty simple to use. Lift up the flap. Once you plug the end of the shower rose in, rotate that to the desired temperature. As I said, the Eberspacher hot water system is feeding hot and cold water to here. Suction cup mount. The shower rose goes in. You can control the water on and off by the little lever up here. If there's people around, you want a little bit of privacy. I've designed a system where this is just a commercially available shower screen. Got some quick detach brackets here, and just slots into the receiver brackets, which I've had permanently mounted on the side of the van. They've been nut inserted in so they don't come off. We only use this sometimes if there's people around, and it's an awesomely easy and fast way to have a nice hot shower at the end of the day. When I'm filling my water tanks up, I always use a filter. So I've got 4 separate tanks, and I'll use it's a best water filter, so it gets all the germs and crappy stuff out of the water before it goes into your tank, and then obviously before it goes into your guts. You just don't want that happening. I use a lay flat hose just to save a bit of space, and most importantly, it's food grade or water, proper water hosing, not just your normal garden hose. Normal garden hoses leave a bit of a tainted, filthy taste in your water. So yeah, filter everything, use proper hoses, and you're as good as gold. So with the mechanicals of our van, we bought a brand new 2022 Toyota HiAce 2-wheel drive. That's the only way they come. We trucked it to Endurico 4x4. They're a conversion mob down in Melbourne that specialise in the HiAce and the Toyota Coaster. The HiAce utilises a modified 200 series Land Cruiser front end, so we've got the steering, the brakes, suspension partially, and also a 200 series Land Cruiser transfer case. So that gives us high range and low range. It's got a centre diff lock as per the 200 series Cruiser, so it's all-wheel drive, so we can lock and unlock the centre diff lock. I've also had a rear e-locker put in, so it's electromagnetically controlled diff lock to the rear diff, so I can switch that on and off by a push button on the dash. We've got a replacement fuel tank, so we've turfed the standard HiAce tank and put a 175 litre diesel fuel tank in. We've got full underbody guards just to protect from a little bit of rock rash, which we copped a little bit of that on our travels. Also got some rock sliders to protect the sills. They've got a bit of scratching happening. On the front, Endurico have designed and manufactured a brand new style of bar. So it's a replacement bar that gets rid of the plastic, which hangs down quite low. It's steel. It incorporates a couple of fog lights. You can put in this big slot here a 32-inch LED light bar if you wish. I chose to have some Bush Ranger LED variable beam pattern lights on. So these lights, I can change the pattern from a long spotlight to a wider beam or floodlight. Plus they're also variable in their brightness, so I can turn them right down to dull or right up to high in 8 increments. I've also chosen the new Bush Ranger 4x4 covert winch. It's a 10,000 pound winch with synthetic rope. Haven't had to use it yet, and I have no doubt that if we get stuck, that'll do its job to get us out of trouble. And the actual bar incorporates the winch cradle, and that's why we want this bar. There's no other bar on the market that replaces the plastic bumper bar and incorporates a winch. And also, very importantly, it's got rated recovery points on it as well. So we can get snatched out of the sand, or we can do a double line pull with the winch back to our rated recovery points. We've got a snorkel for wading through deeper water and also sucking in cleaner and fresher air. It's the standard 2.8 litre intercooled turbo diesel engine. It's not remapped or anything yet. That's something I'll look at in the future. The standard 6-speed auto gearbox with manual shifting if you wish to. The rear diff is still the HiAce. Suspension wise, it's been lifted about 150 mils from a standard HiAce, so that's incorporated in the Endurico 4-drive conversion. Our first 9-week trip in this van, we clocked nearly 10,000 Ks. The places that this took us was just absolutely phenomenal. It performed better than I expected. We did scrape a bit on some of the rocks and things. We went down on some really tough 4-wheel drive tracks. Yeah, it does need a little bit of extra ground clearance, but I can live with it the way it is. As a touring 4x4, it's absolutely superb, and it took us to some amazing places in our country. We got plenty more to discover coming up soon.